this regular meeting of the Delaware Tribal Council to order at 5:40 and ask Councilwoman Annette Ketchum to lead us in prayer.
Shall we rise? Shall we bow our heads? Lord God, as we bow before you this evening, we ask for your grace and mercy for all the council people, for our members in the audience, and for all who are here because we are interested in a tribal business and because we care about our people and our tribe. God, I just pray that you will conduct the business in a forthright way, that each of us will be thoughtful and mindful of each thing that we do. Also, Father, I pray that you'll give a special blessing for our chief and for his leadership and wisdom as he conducts this meeting. God, I pray for all of our people who are ill, who have various situations going in their families because of illness and problems with distance and just all kinds of problems that we have as a people. Lord, we are pitiful sometimes, so we do need your watch care over us. we seem to just be that way in our humanness. But thank you, Father, that you oversee us and make our path straight. Well, we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Let me do it with you. Okay. Could you call the roll?
Chief Chester Brooks,
Here.
Assistant Chief Bonnie Jo Griffith,
Here.
Secretary Nikki Michael, absent Treasurer Benia Shea, here, Member Annette Ketchum,
Here.
Member Nathan Young,
Here.
Member Michelle Hawley.
Here.
I'd like to welcome everybody tonight and ask my council for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
The motion's been made to approve the agenda and seconded. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I abstain on that vote since I've directed Dana to prepare this agenda. Approval of meeting minutes. Are there meeting minutes? Then we'll go straight into unfinished business. Do I hear any unfinished business? Alan?
Good evening, Chief, Assistant Chief, Tribal Council persons, audience. The unfinished business I have is, at our last meeting, I was directed to obtain an estimate for an appraisal for the property located in Lawrence. And I have contacted Tim Keller, the president of Keller, Craig and Associates, who provided a bid to us back in July of 2015 for an estimate of $2,000. I contacted him and did give him an update on that we wanted to separate the two appraisals, one for the residential property, the house and the land that the house is on, and then the separate agricultural. And he came back and said that the estimate for doing that appraisal would be $2,400, and that it would be sometime the end of January before he was able to provide that to us.
Thank you, Al. Is there a motion on this appraisal? Nancy Sumter?
Was that the only appraisal you had, the people that you asked, or just that one company there?
No, Nancy, I actually had gotten a referral from the Douglas County Appraiser's Office from Brad Eldridge, who was the appraiser for Douglas County. And there were two certified appraisers that he referred me to. One was a Jeffrey Allen, and he originally had quoted $3,000. And the other was this Tim Keller, Keller and Craig, who had originally given me the estimate for $2,000. And so I called Tim Keller back to get that estimate.
Okay, next question is, he's doing the appraisal for $2,000 on both the house and the land. Why is he charging extra monies to go ahead and do the appraisal, to separate the appraisal, that's what I'm trying to say. To separate it when it's still the same amount of land that he's appraising?
Well, I don't really have the exact answer on that, other than the fact that he's going to provide two separate documents, one for the residential and then one for the...
Actually, Nancy, it would cost more because there will be two separate, in case we want to explore selling the house separately from the land, there's going to be more work, I should say.
Excuse me, how do you consider it more work when he's done got it appraised to begin with? Why add more money to it? It's right, what I'm trying to say is, he's already appraised it for $2,000. Is he charging extra for separating in extra time work? Is that what you're trying to say?
That would be my educated guess on it, yes.
And also keep in mind too that the last estimate that I got from him, I know it doesn't make that much difference, but was in July. And as I updated him and asked him to do the two separate appraisals, that would be his reason.
John Sumter?
Okay, the 2,400 for the total appraisal?
For both, yes.
For both,
Yeah.
okay, no, that's good. And the reason for the two separate appraisals is one is going to be appraised as a residential, that being the house and the land. Then the farmland is a different thing, and that has to be appraised separately.
Agricultural versus
Agricultural.
residential.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the reasoning behind that.
All right, he answered me.
I'd like to make a motion that this council approve the $2,400 to pay for this appraisal and move forward with this.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded to approve proceeding with the appraisal for $2,400. Is there further discussion from the council? If not, all in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Same sign. or abstentions? There's no opposition, no abstentions. Do I hear other unfinished business? New business? Would the secretary, no, the secretary's not here. Would Benita Shea please read the title? And now therefore be it resolved of resolution 2015-02.
I will. It's titled Resolution 2015-62. A resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to establish a social media position. Now therefore be resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians does hereby authorize the approved public relations personnel to update and monitor all social media, including Facebook, Twitter, and all other such like accounts.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I have questions regarding this, considering this is the first time I've seen this resolution.
There hadn't been a second to this motion to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Go ahead, Michelle.
I would like some explanation as to how this came about, the social media position. Did we not vote previously that the social media would be handled by the secretary of the council?
We never voted.
We never voted that. Did we just openly discuss that many months ago, back in December or January?
I don't remember. I know we did.
Yes,
But we
we
discussed
did.
it on
Yes,
the-
we did, and we voted on that.
We didn't vote.
Also, I would also like to
It's not
ask,
minutes.
did we not just discuss this 2 weeks ago at the previous meeting, that we were going to establish establish an editorial board that was going to be comprised of multiple people instead of one designated person to oversee the DIN, the Facebook account?
Just the DM.
Did we not discuss this 2 weeks ago?
Just the DM.
No, we discussed Twitter, social media, we discussed all of the above, that were all media sources. So I'm wanting to know why this is coming about.
Well, we talked about it on the Monday call a week ago and felt like, those on the call felt like this was what needed to be done.
So we're discussing business on that Monday conference call now?
Well, we just
That brought
discussed doing it, so
brought
then-
upon a resolution?
Well, we
that we're going to
discussed.
vote? We didn't discuss. I wasn't on that call, and this is the first I've heard anything about this.
Who was on the call? Who always calls? Is this a poll vote or what?
No, it wasn't a poll vote, it's our Monday morning meeting. And we discussed it, so then I turned around, we didn't discuss voting on it, but I read the resolution.
All this big stuff, that Bonnie, is you. I did this, I did that. I think we should do this. I think I would like to hear from the other counselors.
And then,
What I recall of Nancy and council is that we talked about using somebody for this media. It must have been on that conference call on Mondays that, and I don't have my notes on that and exactly what was said, but I have a recollection of that. Were you not on there?
I was not.
You weren't on the call?
No, I was not.
I was on there, and I think everybody, maybe you were the only one, maybe Nikki wasn't on there either.
I think Nikki and Michelle were both not
We're not on there. And then we didn't meet yesterday, it was supposed to, it was canceled, so,
So there's business that's being discussed on this conference call that all the other, if we're not able to call in, that we're not privy to the information unless we call in to that conference call, or we're not emailed or any kind of notification.
I don't recall
I'm just talking about
discussion
communication.
of a resolution being discussed on the conference call.
nobody had seen this, I don't think, until today.
So are we going to completely disregard the discussion and moving forward with an editorial board? We're going to pick and choose one single person, and who would that person be? Who's going to be in charge of picking this person that we're going to designate to handle our public
I imagine
relations?
this council would automatically be in charge of picking that person, wouldn't we?
I don't know, is it going to be a paid employee? Would that not, it says employee, would that, do we have a job description for this? Would this go to personnel committee, or is the council going to override that yet again and do whatever they're going to do?
Well, Michelle, it seems to me that we talked about, we already have a public relations person that we use, that we hired, that as a, what
Tim
is it?
Hudson?
Uh-huh,
Tim Hudson, yes. Yes, Bonnie
That-
Joe's friend that we pay $500 a month to write articles.
Hey,
So
it's-
is this going, are we going to give him these responsibilities now also?
I would think so.
That's what I
I think it
understood.
would be a good fit.
I think it'd be a good fit.
Absolutely. That's not the point. The point is that, did we not discuss this editorial board to be put together so that these tribal leaders sitting up here, we're not going to be in charge of what information is being put out on our social
Well, I
media?
don't think this resolution eliminates an editorial
No.
committee.
I think the Dan is, this says social media, it doesn't say Delaware News.
Does it include the DIN?
No,
No, this
That's
is
not
for our
social
social
media.
media.
No, this is they're wanting to have whomever to have control over the Facebook and Twitter and whatever else, social media.
In regards to what?
To eliminate that from more secretarial duties. I see these as continue. I have a question for the rest of this council also. How many months are we going to continue to work at chiseling away the secretarial duties that we had assigned to, that was assigned to Dr. Vicki Michael? There's been
call for
continual.
question.
Are you saying we still can't discuss this?
Well, but
Bonnie?
that's not on topic.
Nancy, I hate to caution
All right, I
you, but
will.
you were not recognized. As a matter of fact, I was
Okay,
getting ready to
all right.
recognize
That's fine and
Anna.
dandy. That's fine and dandy.
Anna, yeah, your
All I've
hand
got to
up.
say is I'm getting tired of just certain people on that council that is taking more and more onto themselves to regulate instead of the chief and the secretary not being here, knowing when she moved up there what it was going to be like. And she's still not included, emailed or whatever, of what's going on with the tribe, and then all of a sudden her duties are being just chipped away. First thing you know, you don't have a secretary that's somebody that you place up there, because you have to appoint them. Is that right?
I don't know what you're saying. I didn't write this resolution.
Who did?
Anna's got her hand up. Anna.
I do recall what Michelle was saying about you guys, about when Nikki was here and talking about the DIN and somebody outside of the tribal council not being able to hear y'all's voices inside their heads about what to say and what to put. And that did include the DIN and social media. So.
I don't remember the tape. I'll go back and look at the tape. Thank you, Ann.
I don't know.
John Thompson.
Reading of this Facebook, Twitter, and the last other such like accounts. Facebook, Twitter, our information avenues. So is the DIN.
Absolutely.
He's saying it does not include the DIN. According to this last four words, and other such like accounts does include the DIN, since it is also a media outlet
But it
for the
says
tribe,
social
such
media.
as Facebook and Twitter.
It says social media.
So,
Including
Call for
What do you
question.
think the DIN? It's a tribal social media. It is printed, yes,
It's a printed form, yes, not electronic
but
form,
it
but
is the
yes.
same. It is a social media. I would
Is-
suggest you strike and other such like accounts if you're gonna exclude the DIN.
Can we put excluding the Delaware Indian News?
So that who are we going to name?
You ain't gonna
Now,
listen to
that's
me
the-
anyway.
That's
Every
gonna be
time I get in
the-
and speak, y'all glaze over.
This is ridiculous.
Call for question.
Point of order, according to Robert's Rules, 11th Division, what you like to quote, to call for question, it does require a second and a vote of the council to go to a vote. That you can check.
Call for question.
Do I hear a second?
You had one. There was a second. Nate Young seconded that motion, seconded the motion for the resolution.
I think John's saying that if the question is called, do we have
I
a
second
vote,
the call.
to take the vote on that
We got a
question?
vote to take the vote.
Do
Again, I will,
do I hear a second
to the call for question.
call for the question?
I'll second.
Then all in favor of passage of resolution 2015-62, please raise your right hand. Opposed? The vote was 5 yes, 1 no. Would the secretary please read?
Secretary's not here.
I'm aware of that. That the secretary is not here. Would the treasurer please read resolution 2015-63?
A resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to establish the process for submitting meeting minutes, resolution 2015-63. Now therefore it be resolved that the Delaware Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians adopts a policy that all minutes of the Delaware Tribal Council shall conform with chapter 15, section 48 of Robert's Rules of Order.
Do I hear a motion?
I'd
And a
make that
second
motion.
to approve this resolution.
I make the motion.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion. John?
What does the Constitution say about the minutes and how they're to be presented? Because Robert's Rules of Order does not supersede our Constitution.
There's nothing else.
There's nothing in the Constitution about writing of the minutes, other than it's the secretary's duty to prepare those minutes. There is a chapter or a paragraph in Robert's Rules that addresses minutes. Does anybody have those rules with them?
I do.
Janita, I have a question. Did you read all of the whereases before going to the now therefore be resolved?
You want me to read all of them?
If you would, please, so that I can,
Okay, let me start
so
with
that
the
can be recorded.
second one, right, because the first one's just kind of.
Yeah, because it refers to a number of different articles and
Yeah.
chapters.
Article 5, paragraph M of the Constitution of the Delaware Tribe of Indians authorizes the Delaware Tribal Councils to establish rules and regulate its own proceedings. Whereas Article 2, Section 4, paragraph 8 states in the conduct of business, the Delaware Tribal Council shall apply Robert's Rules of Order, and whereas Chapter 15, Section 48, Form of Minutes, Robert's Rules of Order, 11th Revised Edition, states the proper form for minutes of a meeting, and now therefore it be resolved, which I had already read. Which is just referring to the Robert's Rules of Orders. So Nate, do you have that?
Yes, I sure do. Pages 472 and 473 is,
Would you mind reading? Is that short enough to work?
it's 2 pages long.
You got it, go for it.
All right. Form of minutes. The principles stated above are illustrated in the following model form for minutes. Quote, the regular monthly meeting of the LM Society was held on Thursday, January 4th, 2000 and blank, at 8:30 a.m. or p.m. at the Society's building. The president being in the chair and the secretary being present, the minutes of the last meeting were read and approved as corrected. New paragraph. The treasurer reported the receipt of a bill from the Downs Construction Company in the amount of $5,000 for the improvements recently made in Society's building. The question put by the chair, quote, that the bill will be paid, end quote, was adopted. Mr. Johnson reported on behalf of the membership committee, moving that John, quote, that John R. Brown be admitted to membership in the society, end quote. The motion was adopted after debate. The report of the program committee was received and placed in the file. New paragraph. The special committee was appointed to investigate and report on suitable parking facilities near the society's building, reported through its chairman, Mrs. Smith. A resolution with after debate and amendment was adopted as follows. Quote, resolved that in parentheses, its exact words immediately from being acted upon, incorporating all the amendments, end quote. That's confusing. The resolution relating to the use of the society's library by non-members, which was postponed from the last meeting, was then taken up. The motion and a pending amendment was laid on the table after the chair announced the guest speaker had received a phone message which would require his early departure. The president introduced the guest speaker, Mr. James F. Mitchell, whose subject was blank. At the conclusion of Mr. Mitchell's talk, the resolution relating to the use of the society's library by non-members was taken from the table. After amendment and further debate, the resolution was adopted as follows. Quote, resolved that, then, parentheses, its exact wording immediately before finally voted on, in parentheses, Mr. Gordon moved the society undertake the establishment of a summer camp for the boys in Lake property. Mrs. Thomas moved to amend his motion by inserting the words underprivileged before boys. On the motion of Mr. Dorsey, the motion to establish the camp with the pending amendment was referred to a committee of 3 to be appointed by the chair with the instruction to report at the next meeting. The chair appointed Messrs. Flynn, Dorsey, and Fine to the committee. The meeting adjourned at 10:05 p.m. Margaret F. Duffy, Secretary. That is from chapter 15, section 48, Robert's Rules of Order, which says, our Constitution says, in the conduct of business, Robert's Rules of Order shall, it's mandatory, shall apply, except when they are inconsistent with the express provisions of the Constitution and bylaws.
I'd like to ask a question. Would you read that paragraph or 2 pages in Robert's rules as a statement that minutes should be somewhat of a log of what actions were taken
Yes, sir.
and not the express wording that everybody on the council used,
That's correct, sir.
or the wording that every member in the audience used.
The only thing I can say is you put down debate held and discussion by audience members, and that's it.
I read it as it's not a transcription.
Not transcription. If we're gonna do transcriptions, we need a higher court reporter.
And I do think it also says in there that meeting minutes should not be done from a recording.
Correct.
It says that in Robert's rules.
It does.
It says that transcription should never be used as the minutes themselves. I'm quoting from page 471.
Okay, is there further discussion? Is there any discussion? Anna,
Is Nikki writing the minutes using the recordings?
Can't hear you.
we can't hear you.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Who is writing the minutes while Nikki is gone, since Robert Rules states that you can't use the recordings to write the minutes?
The secretary's been doing it based on the videos. Paula's got her hand up.
Chief Chunk.
I'd just like to point out that we've been doing this for years, and people don't all have YouTube, that you can watch the thing on YouTube, but over the years, our people don't all live here, they can't come to the meetings, so they rely on the minutes in the DIN to see what is going on in the tribe. And if you don't, okay, it has been said that when people, like the audience, enter into the discussion from the table, that there's ideas presented and there's things stated that people that live away and are just reading the minutes appreciate that. They appreciate what went on in the meeting. And in Robert's rules, you only record what you voted on, what the business was, that you did a resolution or a vote. You just record things that got voted on. And a lot of times, that doesn't tell the whole story. Why? Why did you do that? And so I think you're kind of cutting the people out of the meeting if you don't elaborate a little more.
Thank you, Paula.
Chief, I'd like to ask you a question. How many pages were in any of our council meetings? The maximum
Minutes?
minutes?
You
How many
mean,
pages?
now or before?
No, in the past.
In the past. I know exactly what you're getting at and why you want to do this, but I'm saying there's a different way of doing it. I don't agree. I agree. What is going on may not be exactly right, because it's too much. You don't have to say every word and movement that people made, you know. So, I mean, it's like watching YouTube, I think, though I'm not privy to the minutes that have come across your table lately.
Thank you. Nancy Sumter.
On, is this stemming from Nikki being up there and writing the minutes and sending them back to you guys? Is that what this is stemming from? Or are you saying that we as a people don't understand what is being said if she can't write it out? I'm not saying, I'm like Paula, no, you don't have to write every little nuance that happens, but she's taking her stuff off the videos that's being videoed here. What difference does it make if she does it from there or if it's done here? It's being word for word basically off the video that goes on YouTube that she's writing it on. I'm just kind of curious as to why this has to be a referendum or a resolution. I see an awful lot of resolutions coming across you guys' table. Some of them don't even make sense to me, but then again, I'm not a smart person.
Annette. Well, if I could address that, I was, the minute I saw that, I said, this is foolishness. I mean, I wrote it to everybody, and everybody understands, got the message. And I had responses from two people. And I understand both sides of it, because I came exactly where you're coming from, and where Paula, you took the words right out of my mouth, didn't she? Kind of. And the explanation is, Nancy, and it's right there what Paula's saying. The audience, the input, if it influences us up here, there is a possibility. And I think the minutes can be, they don't have to be done verbatim or as a transcription, but they can be done in a manner where, like Chet say, reduce it down from, how many pages? From 15 to 3 or 4. 3 pages is probably adequate for minutes of most meetings, depending on, if you go for 6 hours, you might need more time, but any meeting, 2 hours, probably a page per, I don't know. I don't know. There's some place that I thought we don't need to over resolution everything, but I see the point of not transcribing them. I see that point.
Yeah, I would like to add too, that I do see the point, but having the resolution do so whenever this could have simply been communicated to the secretary, asking, can we not have the minutes verbatim from the video?
I did. And she was offended.
Interesting. Okay, well, it is what it is. There's a resolution on the table here that's going to be voted on no matter what tonight, so.
Do I hear further discussion? John?
My take on this, you can't use the video to transcribe minutes, but you got written comments taken as minutes. So that's going to be the only thing used for the information of this meeting that's going to get out, and the video's moot. If that be the point, why video?
People can still watch, they can still watch the video, John. We're still gonna have YouTube for those that want the verbatim.
Actually, there was something regarding what Anna had reiterated also that just brought something to mind. So if Robert's Rules of Order states that the minutes cannot be transcribed from the recording, basically. So let's use this meeting as an example. Nikki is not here, the secretary is not here to take the minutes physically, so she's not allowed to take these minutes. So who sitting here is being charged and assigned with taking the minutes from this meeting?
Is Dana taking them?
I'm asking so that everybody here knows.
I take all, I write down all of them regardless of who submits the minutes.
Okay, so chief's assistant is assigned to taking the minutes from this meeting?
Somebody has to, but
Well, that's why I'm asking, because beforehand this was not assigned or stated, so that's why I'm asking for the record.
She took them last month. She sat over here where the Christmas tree was.
Right, but it wasn't, during that discussion, it wasn't stated, Robert's Rules of Order was not quoted and stating that the minutes couldn't be taken from a transcription, which is basically the recording. So that's why I'm wanting that on video to know, so that everybody else can know
well,
who's
of course,
responsible.
I don't think anybody's denying that the tribal council has the power to assign whoever they want to take the minutes.
That wasn't my question was, yes, since Nikki's not here, who's doing that? Who's going to be assigned to do that? Dana is?
That's up to y'all. If you don't want Dana to do it.
I'm not asking.
We certainly won't ask her to.
That wasn't my question, I just simply wanted it stated who, at this meeting, who's responsible for doing so. I'm not trying to be argumentative, I'm just wanting it to be stated so that everybody here is aware of it.
Dana's taking the minutes of this meeting.
Okay, question, Chief.
Yeah,
Then, that being the case, then, the meeting minutes that's gonna hit the DIN is gonna come from Dana's notes and not the film.
That's right.
That's right.
I think Dana's watched the film herself. And
She
you, Dana?
cannot use that film to transcribe the minutes, according to you and Robert's Rules of Order, which is basically actually guideline, it's not law.
It says shall.
Just shall.
Shall.
Well, John, also, she can look at it. I mean, there's no problem with looking at it. She just can't transcribe it.
Yeah, well, that leads into a big area of censorship.
It does. How's that?
You almost got the power up there over her notes. You can amend the notes, the minutes, add to, take from, that's within your power.
Well, John, I made that point, that's why I objected when I wrote to everybody. I said, why would we need to make a resolution when we can get up there and if there's any mistakes, we can correct them right here at the table.
As we do.
And which we do if there's, like typos or somebody says, no, that's the wrong
Typos.
name or the wrong date or something, we
We
change
don't
it.
amend content.
No, we don't amend the contents, we amend the typos.
Typos.
Grammatical stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Do I hear further discussion? Questions called. And question is seconded. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
I abstain. We'll let the record show, and I believe this is correct, the vote was 4 yes for approval, 1 vote no, and the chief abstained.
Did you want to say why? Did you want to state why? No, or yes or no?
Do I want to say why I abstained?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Sometimes people say, well, I voted yes or I voted no because, And if they abstain, they say, well, I was, they have a reason.
Well, yeah, I've got a real good reason. I think that this particular vote was in the best interest of the Delaware tribe of Indians if I did abstain. I've got some personal opinions now that the vote is taken about what we should do, but I choose not to express them.
Oh, I wasn't really trying to put you on the spot.
That's what you did.
I'm sorry.
You did that, ain't you?
Oh, I guess I did, okay, sorry.
I see a hand up back there, Chief Pachoni.
Her and Ann are getting ready to walk together.
I'd just like to ask a question. Since you're gonna do the Robert's Rules way, something that was requested years ago on our minutes was that for the sake of the people that read the DIN and can attend the meetings, they wanted to know how the people voted. So we would say who voted yes, who voted no, and who abstained for the way the people.
I think it's the way it should be.
I think that, yeah.
I don't.
But that's not in Robert's Rules, right?
Well, it doesn't say one
No,
way or
it's
the
not.
other.
No, Paul, it's not stated in there.
Well, our Constitution, of course,
Doesn't say
does
that
say that a voice vote can be taken unless
Two people request.
two council members request a,
either. Right, but you generally know at the table how
what you call
people
it, a
voted.
secret ballot.
Right.
Uh, That's why sometimes I do the thing of raising your hand so that people out there in the audience and on the video can see who voted for what.
Well, but you can't see it on the minutes written in the DIN, and that's what people were requesting, that they want to know how the people voted in
Well,
fact.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem
I don't
with that
either, and I request that my name be put on there when I vote for something that I'm very opposed to.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think we can just request that be included. And also, along that line, if someone asked, because I know used to, they would put all the attendees' names on the minutes, and that hasn't been done, but I think we need to take that sign-in sheet and list who all was in attendance.
Why? Thank you.
I think
Well,
we've had some
We
people
always
say
have before, a lot of times.
they want people to know they attended the meeting.
Do I have further new business?
Chief, I just got that Christmas card there, passed down this way, I don't know if it's been seen. It's the Christmas card that we're sending out this year.
It says Merry Christmas.
It does say Merry Christmas, I'm sorry.
No, I don't have
I'm
a
not a
problem with
happy
that.
holiday person.
I'm not a happy holiday
Pretty.
person.
We will have one more council meeting before Christmas, so I'll just say, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. Wish you Merry Christmas in 2 weeks.
It's Merry Christmas, not Happy Holiday.
That's right, it's Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
That's what those cards say.
I don't know this, actually what's been done always in the past, but I know in the past that I know about, they were sent, these Merry Christmas cards were sent out to other chiefs and maybe people that are working for, I don't know, did they send it to the attorneys or to the, any kind of a person that advises us. It's kind of just a, I don't know why we do it,
Thing
we
on the
just do it.
list is just all the tribes and their chiefs.
Uh-huh.
It's got some vendors that we
Yeah, vendors, that's the word I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of.
and then, like Kevin Washburn and UC and so we'll probably.
Dignitaries in the BIA.
Yeah, the
Okay.
governor, you know,
Are we gonna send one to David?
he's on the list, I
Is
saw
he
it.
gonna charge us for reading it?
He's not even listening, David.
I'm listening.
Your name was on the list.
Do I hear further new business?
Yes, I have an announcement I would like to share with everybody. A reminder that Lenape OC Children's Christmas Party is coming up this month. It is scheduled for the 19th, which is a Saturday. We'll begin at 1 o'clock. We are planning on, if everything works out as planned, we will be hosting a full dinner this year with traditional foods included, followed by a visit with Santa, a gift handout. There will be photo ops where the children can take a photo with Santa and a photo developed on the spot, so they will have that to take home with them, and a stomp dance to follow.
All indoor, of course.
All indoor, and I would like to state that we will be providing gifts for the children under the age of 18 this year, and they must be present, and we also need notification that you plan to attend. Please contact me. My cell phone number is published, or reach me on my Facebook or our Lenape OC Facebook, or contact John Sumter or Nancy Sumter, Nikki Michael, all of the above. Jason, Levi, any of the known Lenape OC group, please notify them, because I will be compiling a list and we'll need a head count. Thank you.
Michelle,
Yes.
I think you mentioned that Cherokee children, even Shawnee children, you're trying to expand the Christmas party.
That's correct. We are
And
welcoming
there's some
and,
of them that are
inviting.
agreeable to coming.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, you already know that Cherokee kids and Shawnee kids.
We already have
are-
Cherokee kids that already come
Yeah.
up here that are both Delaware and Cherokee. But yes, we will be expanding the invites this year, and I will be sending out invitations. Please contact me.
That being the case, I'm sure it's gonna cost more money than
Yes,
the trust board has already
Well,
approved.
that's correct, Chief.
So
And with this,
I'd like to entertain a motion that this council also contribute to that Christmas party.
I'll make a motion, we donate $500 to the Lenape, is that enough? Okay, $500 to the Lenape OC Christmas party.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to donate $500 to the Lenape OC Christmas party. Do I hear any discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye. I abstain.
Who abstained?
I did.
Michelle,
I'm on
because
the
she's
board.
on the board of Lenape OC.
I didn't know. So I have something I wanted to bring to the table. We were able to hand out the turkeys for Thanksgiving, and all the employees were very appreciative of that, and it was actually kind of fun to see everybody come up and grab those turkeys last week. In light of that, a Christmas employee party is planned December 18th, the day before. Michelle has the party for the kids. So I would like to pose that we get 3 of the iPads that we have stored and have those as a door prize for the employees at that party.
They're still in the boxes, the plastic's never been broke, there's 15 of them still sitting down there. They're gonna be obsolete in another year.
So,
Nancy?
Was those the, laptops or whatever they are, was those the ones that was donated for, language? I would like to make a recommendation, let y'all think about it, and I'd like to know tonight if possible. For the Mafiosi to have at least 3 or 4 of them, so we could start our language back up here on the evening.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy. I was actually wanting to talk to the council about that since those were specifically donated for language purposes.
Would you care to amend your motion?
I would like to see, my motion is for 3 to be donated to the employee Christmas party and 4 to be donated for the Lenape.
And those have keyboards too.
Yes, they have the keyboards on them as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's for language, right? They're
That's for
donated.
language, yeah.
This will be donated for our group usage, not for the Christmas party, correct?
Right, yeah, for Lenapiosis.
Just to, yes, for our regular program.
For the
Yeah.
program,
Yeah.
For the
yes.
program. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
No, the 3 for the tribe will be for the employee Christmas party.
Mary?
I'd like to say that the employees, some of the employees donated turkeys back, and those employees said that they could go to Elders or Lenapiosi, and we gave 3. I know that 3 went to, for the Lenapiosi dinner on the
Great.
19th.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you, Mary. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Were those given to John?
Actually,
Did John pick them up? Oh, you
Nancy
did?
took them to
Okay.
John.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, well, great. When is she? Thank you.
Yeah, just 3
Really
employees that I don't
appreciate
want.
that.
I heard that Jean would not, but I didn't know there was 3.
Okay. Thank you, Jean. I know you were one of them.
But there were,
And I would also like to add just one last thing. We are still accepting donations for the Lenape OC Christmas party. So if anybody would like to donate contribution, we do have a website that you can make contributions via PayPal, with your credit card, or contact either myself, Jason, John, Du, or Levi, or Nikki. We can accept donations on behalf of the foundation also. Thank you.
Did we get a second?
No, we didn't. No, we did not.
Who made the motion?
Anita made the motion and I'll second it.
With the amendment?
Yes. the
It's a
amended
friendly
motion.
amendment.
Yeah. That included the employees and Lenapiosis.
Right.
Is there further discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed?
I abstain.
Let the record show that vote is 5 yes and Michelle Holly abstained. Do I hear further new business?
Mr. Chairman, I'd move we go into executive session and visit with our attorney while he's here.
I'll second that motion.
Motion been made and seconded to go into executive session and visit with our attorney. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna call this regular meeting back to order. And I'm going to start off by announcing that we're going to have a special tribal council meeting next Tuesday night, December the 8th. And I think one of my council members wants to make a motion concerning signing a letter of intent. Does any council member wish to address this letter of intent subject?
I would make a motion that we approve the letter of intent.
Do I hear a second?
What are we signing a letter of intent for? What's the intent of the letter?
It's a letter of intent to negotiate with a company called Jaw Roots LLC about a hydroponics facility in Caney, Kansas.
This is a company that we met with early this year. I want to say even possibly December, January. It was regarding the aquaponics facility, growing the leafy vegetables. Do you remember all of that discussion? And we had gone through the USDA. We were trying to find funding there. This company is coming with us with a letter of intent to partner with us.
But it's not binding.
It's a letter of intent, it's not a contract.
Jaw.
Jaw.
J-A-H.
Is it a Rastafarian company?
What?
Is that why they reference Jaw?
Is it what company?
Rastafarian?
That would be the perception, I know. This company name came from the owner's son, Jaw Roots. That's what Chip Hereford.
Would they be from Kenny, Kansas?
No,
Not from Caney,
Oh, okay.
Kansas.
no, they apparently they currently have a facility
In South
in
Carolina.
Yeah.
Columbia, South Carolina.
This is the company that Tim Hausberg had brought to us months and months ago, and they were willing to partner with us or mentor us in the facility. Things fell by the wayside because we did not have the funding due to the grant. And so this is another proposition basically that they're bringing to us.
And we've already set up our corporation to, that,
Yes, we do.
aquaponics. We already have the vehicle to go into, I mean,
Nancy.
the company.
This letter of intent means that we have to have the money to back our part.
No, it
No.
doesn't.
No,
Okay, that's what I was.
the letter of intent is simply an expression of our intent to discuss a contract with these people.
It's non-binding.
Yeah, it's a non-binding agreement, and we were just discussing in there about doing some very in-depth due diligence. They'll do due diligence on us, and we need to, and what David has said is you need to do as much, if not more, on them. So there'll be nothing binding. We can walk out of this. So hopefully it'll lead to something that starts producing revenue for us.
And Levi and Nancy, I have the information from previous meetings. If you'd like to, I can share that with you.
Okay, yeah, if you're able to. that'd be fine.
Absolutely.
And would you
Yeah,
like to see
absolutely.
Levi, if you want to come get the letter of intent, I don't know. You have him now.
No, it's,
There is no
Take that
way
back.
to say our
Yeah, there's no
It's
waiver of
simply a
that.
letter of
Right.
intent.
There's no waiver of sovereign immunity.
That's another thing I wanted to.
No GMO.
No.
I don't like nothing in my food.
This is all organic.
Okay.
Even Dana would eat it.
We didn't get a second on that, Chad.
no, okay, the motion's been made and seconded. I assume to direct myself to sign this letter of intent. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion been,
Oh, wait,
I'm sorry, but
I thought you had something to
I know, I was just gonna second real quick.
Okay, we'll give them.
Oh, we can, yeah, they were just talking about that coming out of the meeting. but
Oh, okay.
Talking about what?
The sobriety powwow.
yeah, we do always have a request from the New Year's Eve sobriety powwow in Tulsa to make a donation to it. Is there any council member that wishes to make a donation to the New Year's Eve sobriety powwow in Tulsa?
Is that the ICOP powwow?
No.
No.
Have we done it in the past?
Well, I'm asking who sponsored it, who's sponsoring this sobriety powwow?
I don't
Who's
know.
hosting it?
Actually, I
It's
don't.
it's one of the AA groups or
They've been-
Indian AA groups or something.
They've been having it for years.
Yeah, I went to the first one, and that's been over 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
They've been around.
I was
a
just
while.
asking what group is hosting it.
Several friends and skins.
I thought that you would know, Jason, yeah. Okay, thank you.
If motion's been made to adjourn,
Seconded by Benita.
seconded by Benita, all in favor,
Peace sign.
please say aye.
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 We'll pick up the sobriety.